boys and girls. Gosh, Wednesday. Cloudy day, cloudy start. What are we at? 7:30, and it's currently 19 degrees. It was so muggy last night. It was horrible. Sat inside the house, was like sweating like I'd been on a run. Everything felt so close. It was horrible. We were hoping for a bit of thunder to kind of clear the air, but it didn't come. I was talking to Nicholas actually, and we were I asked the question because obviously everyone says, you know, oh, you're from England, you're not used to proper temperatures like we get, but there is a big difference in heat. Now, he's Indian, he's from Goa, and I did say, like, what's, you know, he's used to a 49-degree summer in Goa. I said, what's that compared to Swindon or compared to England? And he said, no, he said it's different heat. 26 is hot here. 30 to 40 is, it's unbearable, because we have, thank you love, because we have wet heat. It's kind of sticky and close and clammy, obviously, because we're an island. So when people say, oh yeah, you Brits aren't used to temperatures like Australia, no, because it's dry heat, it's different, it's just warm. Whereas here it's like trying to breathe in a really stinking hot shower. It's not good. But he did say, straight from the camel's mouth, I'm not calling you a camel, Nick, just saying. He did say that, yeah, temperatures in Goa reach 49, but it's a different kind of heat, and here it's horrible. So that's good to know. So Wednesday morning, was up late last night getting the video ready for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the Snap on Tuesday with all the other bits and bobs involved, the fabrication. I've dropped the guy who sold me the vehicle an email, basically saying it needs a turbo. So I'll try and keep it on email chat, because obviously if it does turn non-amicable, then obviously we need the evidence to say that we've discussed it and blah blah blah. I do have rights. I've been reading up on it. 2015, I've got a, you know, there is a Sales for Good Act in 2015 that covers my purchase, my vehicle, and he does have the responsibility to fix it. Today we've got a Alfa Brera coming in first thing. That's having, I think, his own head unit, and I've got to supply him some cabling, some wiring, steering control harness. And then this afternoon I've got a vehicle coming in, I forgot which one it was, man brain, for a front and rear dash cam. I think I'm fitting their own equipment, I'm not supplying this one. So should be a fairly nice relaxed day, plodding on with the work. We've had some new people that I've not seen before comment in the comment section. I was talking to one of them this morning, or commenting with one of them this morning. He said he liked the videos. Thank you very much, bud, appreciate that. It's very nice to hear. And I saw a comment regarding the video quality. Now, this has been discussed before, and I've done some research into it, and I will now enlighten you. So when I upload, everything is filmed in 1080p or higher. So it's either 4K, 360 or 1080p, right? So everything is HD and better. When I cut the video up and upload it, it gets uploaded in what they call a standard definition, which can be anything from 360 to 720 to make the upload faster. Otherwise it would take days, not hours, right? When it's uploaded, it then gets reconfigured and it will then be processed onto HD once the video is up. You shouldn't wear those leggings, love, everyone can see your ass and your knickers. The issue you're having with regards to the quality is either the internet speed in which you're on, as it will detect what you're watching it on, and it will say whether your connection can either handle HD or not, and if not, it will put you back to a standard definition, or the device that you're watching it on is not quick enough to allow the HD transmission. That's the rule, okay? So it's not that I'm uploading everything in poor quality and expecting you to watch a Lego brick or, you know, Roblox or something like that. It is done in HD. It's just down to either the internet connection or your quality on what you're watching it from. Okay, so I'm not trying to fob you off with poor quality videos. I do want to make the best content I can. and well, try and make the best content I can. That's not always the case. Sometimes I fudge up, but generally it's, yeah, that's down to your connection or your device. Okay, we need to get some breakfast, a coffee and a bacon this morning, nice Porsche, and I will come back to you all when we've got our first one in and we can talk alpha stuff. So far we have boost. See you in a bit.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Right then my dudes, here we go, first one in. Nice little Alfa Brera. So we've got some lovely cloverleaf wheels. It's got some good styling in it. Currently got an Alpine stereo, which we're going to change. Yeah, those headlights. It's a funky little car, this thing, that's for sure. A little bit different, a little bit rare. So currently we've got an Alpine in here with a really well fitted microphone cable. But we're going to be changing this out for a 230 DAB. We've got lead to activate the steering controls. Hopefully that's going to come back on, because at the minute they don't work. Menage of stuff in the box. We're going to sort out the glovey, freshen that up, and then change this thing for a Pioneer. So this is first job today. See you in a mo. Right then guys, this one's done. I've just jumped around this side. So steering controls and everything are all working. Bit of a nightmare taking the old one out. There was all sorts of shit added in, and I managed to slice my finger on my thumb on the back of the dash where they weaved it through every bit of plastic they could. Now we've got a proper install in it. So a microphone up there in the centre, DAB aerial there, obviously USB in the glove box, just the one, and then the Pioneer there. So he's on his way down, he's just finishing off his breakfast, but that's this one finished. Happy days. And the Passat's just turned up for the dash cams front and rear, so we'll get that one done as well. So that's this Brera special edition. Look at that, that's quite nice, isn't it? See you in a bit. Right then everyone. Oh, beautiful aircon, that's nice. So there we go, this dash camera's done. So front one's there, rear one's there. Hardwired into the old gill. Let's get this one out, give him a ring. Wait for the next, if there is one. We might clean a car, but the sky at the minute is looking very ominous. It's a bit grey, and it sure does look like rain. See you in a bit. Done everyone. Wednesday's finished. I've had the van in, giving it a clean. We're moving Grandad up to Bristol this weekend again. He's going to go see Grandma in hospital. I think she's released next week. I've got a game changer for my feet. Check these bad boys out. Some Supreme sliders. They don't put pressure on the edge of my foot where I got my bite, which is just there. Yeah, what a difference. I've been on my feet all day and I don't feel like my feet are on fire with pain. So Alex is walking around comfy now. But yeah, end of Wednesday we're done. Everything's been picked up. Tomorrow I think we've got a Transit in for a roof screen. Much the same as the one in the Merc. But yeah, 10.1 Alpine, infrared headphones, all that fun stuff. So I'll see you in the morning. Ciao. Morning all. What are we at? 7:58. A little behind this morning. Ain't care. It's a sunny day, but it's got some cloud in the sky. What we at temperature wise? Got to be 16 degrees. Nice and fresh. on my way to get some breakfast. I'm hungry this morning, need a bacon sandwich. And today we've got a van coming in. I think it's a transit van. Jesus mate, you want to slow down? A transit van coming in today for an Alpine roof screen. I think it's a transit van, probably wrong, but whatever. So he's already got a roof screen in there, but it's one of these Chinese ones and it's failed. So I said, look, we can put another cheap one in there, but you know, you may get a year out of it, something like that. Whereas the Alpine one that I put in the truck has now been transferred to this. Still going strong. That's been quite a while now, at least 3 years, 4 years. We've had quite a few comments in the comment section. Hope you've got the tool part number that somebody asked me for the 13 set. Some words of encouragement. Thank you lads, appreciate it. I'm going to get off to work, get my breakfast, have a chat with Harry, have a coffee, wake up, and I'll see you when the first one comes in a bit. Right then dudes, here's our first one in this morning, VW T5. Come in the other week, we already did a Pioneer in here. So it's got 160 in here, CarPlay, Android Auto, microphone. And we've got an old Chinesey roof screen, Eon On, which we're removing. Got to make a plug for fitting this hole, because obviously this is a bigger 13-inch monitor, so we're going to get rid of this. Make a plug like I've got in my Merc, and then put the Alpine up here, power it onto the switch, job done. So we're going to crack on with this. I'll come back to you in a sec. Right then guys, so we've made our plug. Let me just go and get the extension cord. I need this thing so we can see what we're doing. Right, so just pop you over here a second so you can see what's going on. So obviously this is our old mount for the old screen. Now obviously our screen is bigger, is smaller than this. So we've got a power cable here which I can neatly run through inside here, and then we're going to have this thing mounted there, and as you can see, little edging on it, but it perfectly covers our little plug, covers the holes, so we can get the Alpine on there, no stress. This will get fixed to the bracket that's already in the ceiling, and then we just need to carpet this board. Once I figure out where the Alpine cable is going to need to go from here across, this is already powered, ready to go, and we just need to put our cable, put our holes in and screw it up. Easy as that. I'll come back to you in a bit. Right then, let's get a pen. I'll answer that one in a minute. What we've got to do is check the fitment on the plug, which is good. But I just need to make a small little cutout between there and there, which I can do on the router. We can give it a little angle just to avoid that trim, just so it clears that. Somebody asked me the other day about trimming a box, and I'd done it too far away. So we're going to do how do I trim a panel video so you can see what we do. First thing we're going to do, jump in the van, turn the light on, and just make sure, light grey, we get the right cloth. Right, last time we did this we had a few unhappy campers because you wanted to see what I did close up. So close up. Right, we've got a light grey cloth, we got a plug, okay, and what we're going to do is, obviously we've already routed out the edges, we're now going to trim the unit so that it looks lovely. We have our little cutouts, we have our holes, and we have our wiring holes. All of this is undertaken before you do this. This is like the final step, so don't do it before. Now, oh, we need another can. Biggest mistake people make is putting this not enough. Give yourself some gap. We're going to tug and pull it, so a little overlay, it's fine with us. We can deal with that. Okay, we don't mind that. So what we're going to do first off, we've got a contact spray. We're going to go round like this, all the way around the edges. And this will tell us how big our shape is going to be. Alright, and we pick it up. That there is our patch of where our plug is going to sit. Now we can continue, spray the rest of it. And this. Right, like so. And you're going to lay it down with your carpet flat. Give it a push down. And now we don't want to work with all of this length, so trim it down, make your life easier. Go back in the bag for a rainy day. Then, with our carpet flattened out, alright, we're going to go around and we're going to double up on the spray on the edges. It's the worst bit that we want it to stick. And then we do the back. Not all the way in. Give yourself about 1 inch to 2 inches. Then go around the carpet. 1 inch to 2 inches. Or so my wife says, you know. Right, now, how do we trim this? Well, you start somewhere on a flat, hold your hand on it, start in the middle, you pull up real tight and you wrap it over, and then you go along real tight. Right, we're working from the middle out. We do not want to stick the edges yet, okay? Do not do this bit just yet, so these can stay up. Turn it, lift to the middle, pull up, pull over, leave the edges loose. We will come to those in a moment. Make sure we work the carpet into our little cutout, not to the edge. Lift, middle, pull up, pull over, in the middle, make sure it's taken to the sides, but we're not fussed about the edges, the corners. Same again, loose bits, pull up. There's our little cutout, we've got to do that. Pull up and over at force. From the middle out, working the edges, but not the corners yet. Now, the square is the easiest shape to wrap. Okay, this is what we're left with. Let me grab a blade. Now you can do this one of two ways. The old school method, right, which is if you've got a sharp corner, which is what we call a point, right, you basically work your carpet until you've got pretty much a 90-degree corner and your carpet is sitting 45 in the middle. Okay, so we'll work the carpet so it's pointing at that corner. Now from here what you can do is two things. Hold on to the tail of the carpet, you pull back at force, tucking down your edges, pulling them in slightly, so we're stretching the corner here. Okay, now once we've done that, you can get some sharp scissors. Your scissors will go flat to the board and you pull and cut at the same time, just gently. You're not trying to rip it off, and what you're left with is a nice neat corner 45 of carpet. See that? All right, and then if you want to, because we've got a little edge, you could always go one more. Once the contact adhesive has taken hold, you're left with nice hospital corners. All right, and then if you want to get really posh, we have this much excess carpet. Get your blade and trim it down, so you're left with a nice neat edge. Okay, same again, make sure your corners are rubbed in here underneath. Go to the edge, sort out your 45. It will stick to each other and it'll crease, but you pull it in so it's up to that point on its own. Okay, it takes a little time to get this perfected, but you'll get it in the end. So a little pull, a little stretch, tug it in, make sure he's nice, holding it up, flat scissors, cut back. I'm not worried about this bit just yet, it's excess we can get rid of in a minute. We are attending to hospital corners. All right, nice and flat. Easiest way to trim. Again, a little edge, a little nubbin, a little pinch, make sure it's taken. And your carpet is kind of folding in on itself, pulling this way and glued, so you end up with a nice pretty corner. All right, like that. Nice looking edges. Same again, don't worry about the middle bit. Pull the carpet open so we get to our little hospital corner. Make sure this is all stuck down, because the final bit is the corner. Don't worry about these little wrinkles, you can stretch them out, see? And again, work the carpet into each other, hold on to it, give it a pull, make sure you're in nice and neat. Flat scissors, cut in. Again, nice little hospital corner. Cut the little nubbin off if you want to. Now we're left with this edge. So again, if you want to cut the excess off. I don't know if my concentrating tongue has just come out, sorry if it has. Right, last one. Pull it apart again. Make sure we're tucked in. Sort out these little creases, left and right. Hold it. Pull it up and back. Make sure it's together. flat scissors. Hospital corners. Alright, make sure it's laid down. Cut the little nubbin off. Again, with your blade, you can make a nice neat incision that leaves us with our trimmed in pieces. Just cut that so it matches. There we go. So we've got our little cutout here for the trim. We've got our 45s. We've got our plug. Now the last thing we've got to do, which is kind of the fun bit, is the centers. Obviously we've got these two holes to pass the cables through. Now, the screen is going to cover both of these. So what we do is, once you've got this bit stuck, push in, work it round, so you're kind of making a bit of a saggy hole. And then get your blade. Once you realise where the edges are, you can do one of two things, right? You can put your blade in and do a cross, like a hot cross bun, backwards, north, south, east and west, right? And then from there, if you want to, you can pick your carpet one by one, and you're just basically going to work your blade round so you've got a nice neat hole all the way in. Same with this one. Cross, 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 all the way around. There we go. And then that's ready for that. Yeah, that way please, bud. Yeah, just don't want you tripping over anything. Now, something that gets really, really overlooked, right, is we've already got the plug mounted in the headliner, and we've got 6 fixing points if we choose to. 4 will do, 5, 6 if we want to. Now we've just trimmed over our holes. Now what we don't want to do is stand there with a screw stabbing your nice fresh carpet trying to find a hole. This is just stupid. So don't forget to do this, you'll thank me later. We've countersunk our holes so we know that the screw head is going to go in, but we're going to poke a sharp tool through there. Going to get a little Sharpie. It doesn't need to be a big mark, just give it a purple splodge. The screw head will cover that up. We know that's a hole. Same again. Real silly thing to do, but if you don't do it, I promise you, you'll be kicking yourself when you're there with this thing nestling above your head and you can't find your screw hole. Just give it a little blue spot, just to make sure that you know where it is. This comes from experience, this. I've spent many a night squaring with a TV resting on the forehead, going, why didn't I mark the fucking holes? There we go. So we got our up to 6 points marked out. So I can go straight in there with a screw, know that it's going to find its home. See? Perfect. Now we've got to get the plug in, connection into this, and then we've just got 1, 2. Oh, have I covered over the screw holes? I think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4 screw holes. And that's it. It's good to go. See you in a minute. Welcome to the solarium. So So there's our roof. I did go to the shops earlier and I played around with, don't forget about this, the thickness of your screws, the length of your screws compared to the wood that you're going to go into. You don't want to come out the top of the truck or out the top of the bus. Your owner will not be impressed. Oh no. So we've got our plug, we've got our fixings, these cutouts here. I'm going to cover this section here. So now we can get our screws in. Obviously these have already been sized up for the size of my application, if you will. God, Jimi Hendrix has just entered the chat. I've just been thinking about some of his music. I might have to put some on in there. Right, so we have our countersunk covered up, the purple mark. See, can't see that anymore. It's just nice silver head. Obviously this is going to go up here. So what we tend to do is find number one first. Sometimes this can be a little bit fun. YouTube famous now, Aaron. So there we go. So we've used this longer screw to locate one hole, and then all of my smaller countersunk Allen keys and now find their holes a lot simpler. Look at that, I could do this shit blindfolded. Lovely. Let's get out the plug screw. Put in our Allen head. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? There we go. Now, I kid you not, I could swing off that. That's not going anywhere. Solid. Alright, and we've got a power feed here. So now I can put back my cables. I've got 3 wires to connect to. Live earth ignition. Not worried about the green one, that's the door trigger, but we aren't using that. Same again on here, live earth ignition, or actually ignition's the switch. So we'll wire this thing up, and I've made this cutout big enough, forward thinking, I can actually hide my fuse holder in the headliner, like that. So I'm not trying to hide this in the roof, and it's not going to be bang, 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 sounding like a skeleton trying to have a quiet in a dustbin. This will sit in there out the way the TV will sit over it. It will cause no problems. I'll get this all wired up and I'll see you in a minute. Right then lads, there we go. So you can see, you probably see on the camera there, the infrared lights. That's obviously giving the headphones the signal for the sound, which we've just turned off. And there is our little video playing, which is as you probably already see, is the Guns and Ammo, out of the Guns and Ammo boys. So we've got DVD, we've got LEDs in the back, yeah, flippable screen on our plug, which beautifully matches our edges. We've got the cutouts for the trim, safety screws holding the plug in, and then our screws holding the screen up to the plug, just like that. Easy as. Right, I'm knackered. I'm going to wait for the customer to come, blow his socks off. I'd just like to point out that was a bad choice of words with a dude on a massage bed pulling his towel off and showing his bum. I'm not going to blow his socks at all. I'm not going to blow anything. Right. There we go. Thursday done, fellas, ladies. Hope you've enjoyed that one. Little bit of retrimming, a little bit of fitment, some tips and tricks from this old sea dog. Oh dear, good day. He's happy. Showed him how to work it. Obviously smaller than his other one that he's used to, but 10 times the quality, and it works. We'll leave the cleaning up till the morning. So I've contacted Matey Boy about my bus. He is very reluctant to even do anything until I mention the Sales of Goods Act 2015. I've obviously had that vehicle just over 4 months now. He said to me, "You've had it 6 months." I'm like, "I'm not. I uploaded a video on YouTube when I bought it, which was 4 months ago." But anyway, I have so much work booked, I can't do anything about it now. He's asked me to drive the vehicle back down to Poole to give him the car back so his own mechanics can diagnose the fault, figure out stuff, come up with some more excuses. Usual BS. I've told him get in contact with Merck. They've already done the legwork and it's what I've already paid for. Appreciate he wants to do his own due diligence, that's fine. But it's a Mercedes dealership. It's not like I've had a, you know, backstreet mechanic, my mate, and I've told him to say this. It's an authorised Mercedes dealer. Sorry guys, flat battery. So yeah, main dealers looked at it. They've already told me what's wrong with it. We've done the time, we've done the effort, we've spent the money, we've fixed one thing. It's not killed the problem. So he's having it in September because I can't get it down to him any sooner. So I'm going to use it to go on holiday with, gingerly. Hope that we don't have any more problems, and when I get back from holiday, it'll get dropped off with him. He wants to send the turbo away for testing. Fine. Does what he needs to do. But that's it for today. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.